Guys, welcome to one of the most crazy creations I ever did. This will be a fighting scenery from the game Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis with Dark Falz.
ClayClaim. This is one of these creations where you just have no idea where to start. At least for me, this project is huge. This project is gigantic. And I have no idea where to start. But I somehow figured out a way how to start. We are creating Dark Falz from the game Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. And after watching a lot of gameplay, after studying screenshots, which I did, I found a starting point with the aluminum wire, with the armature, and now with the aluminum foil. And slowly I am building my way to the character design of Dark Falz. It is the personification of evil itself. Its origin in the original series and was not revealed until Phantasy Star 4, I think. And it was explained that he was an avatar formed from the spirit of the profound darkness.
Now I'd like to tell you more about the game Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis.
Today's sponsor is, as you already might guess it, Sega, with its game Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. It's coming today to your PS4 for free. It will include all new content that has been released on the other versions, including the Ritem and Quaris region and all new classes. But what is it about for those of you who don't know the game? It is set about 1,000 years after the base game and is the latest chapter of the Phantasy Star series. Ark's defenders are the brave warriors who are defending planet Alpha against the unknown threat of the Dolls. The fight against the Dolls has been ongoing for as long as anyone can remember, but as of yet no one knows where they are coming from and why they are attacking the people of Alpha. Thanks to the new game engine, you can now create your own incredibly detailed heroes with the character creation tool. Now as detailed as my Clay creations, it also provides not only beautiful characters, but unlimited freedom of character creation. Experience seamless open fields, dash, glide, double jump, and sprint your way through the world of Alpha. Use these abilities to battle foes, explore the detailed map, discover secrets, and gather upgrade materials. How to play is completely up to you. As a hunter or fighter, ranger, braver or gunner, even tap into elemental powers as a force, bouncer or attacker, or try out the new Waker class. Mix and match classes with the subclass system to make the playstyle that works best for you. Worth of mentioning, it will also have a full cross-play between PC and Xbox versions.
Go check out the game, it's for free, it's down in the description, now out for PlayStation 4 as well. Check it out, there is the link down in the description. Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis.
Now it's time to switch to the dark colors of clay. Now that we have coated the first layer with Indish red, we switch over to the dark silver and adding all details. In this creation we have some sharp edges and corners, like a chest plate, like some kind of armor, which it definitely is. And I was struggling a lot. Not because the details are so complicated to create, but to understand the character design of Dark Falz in the latest version. Well, he has changed also since his first appearance over the years, and this time, well, he's just gigantic. And the main problem when watching gameplay is you only see some parts, specific parts of the body. And while creating, I had this feeling that I was somehow zooming out on the character, because a 3D model in your hands explains a lot, and it got easier. So, with a flashlight, we are creating this huge target in the middle, right on top of the chest, which is now in the closed version. We come to, well, how to put this? Dark Falz is changing while fighting him. It was another difficulty I was facing. So in the beginning he is blue. He got a little bit darker, then switches over to the red version. Hands and fingers are flipping over and changing as well. Then we have the wings, which are coming in a later version during the fight, in a later phase of the fight. So I'm not 100% sure on the current state of Dark Falz. There may be some faults which I did. My apologies for this. It was definitely not my intention. So yeah, we are adding some smaller details now that we have defined the body proportions. We have these thorns, but also the pipes and tubes, and from time to time bringing in some further red clay as well. Now coating the arms. So we have the 6 arms. My way of dealing with them, because they have a lot of armor and arm protection as well, is to build from scratch. We start with the skin, with red clay, and then using thin layers of this dark silver to add the armor parts. Later, after oven hardening, there's some beauty about polymer clay, which is you can perfectly paint on top. And this is what my intention is. And let's see how this will turn out. This is actually my first creation for a Phantasy Star character, and while the game is actually very, very old, I haven't played it till now. Phantasy Star was a role-playing video game developed by Sega and released for the Master System in 1987. Wow! One of the earliest Japanese RPGs for consoles, actually. And Phantasy Star tells the story of Alice on her journey to defeat the evil ruler of her star system, King Lassic, and then travels between planets, gathering a bunch of fighters and collecting the items she needs to avenge her brother's death. Oh yeah, he died. And return peace to the star system itself. The gameplay itself is very traditional for Japanese RPGs, so it has elements like random encounters and XP. I think the biggest difference to today's RPGs, you had predefined characters and personalities, while today you pretty much can assemble and build your very own version within the game, also like in the current one, in Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. And this is a lot of fun, especially when there is a beautiful engine and you can work on, well, pretty much every detail and create the character you would like to spend hours and hours within a new world. Yeah. So this is the head and also the eye of Dark Falz. Again, I was struggling with this one. I decided to go with yellow clay and not with paint after oven hardening. And with this piece of wire, we can attach all these filigree elements, like this bow, this circle around the head. I was reminded of some religious characters with the 6 arms. I felt reminded of a mystic creature or a god. And also this circle around the head is a common symbol which we see in religion. So it's somehow nice to recognize certain elements which humankind has created and is now returning. Yeah, hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. Don't miss future videos like this one. And in the end, you are deciding what we will create together. Leave it down in the comments what you would like to see next, which game you would like to see next, or which character, also from this game, from Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, you would like to see as well. Maybe in a different scale, because, well, Dark Falz is, at least as far as I know, the biggest one. So it's time for my baking tray and not the plates, which I normally use, but then you can or get a feeling for the scale which I am fighting here with. These will be the wings. Again, we have red clay and then tons of details on top. They will be in the background, so I won't spend too much time on them. And as mentioned before, they are appearing later in the game. And we put them into the oven. Freshly baked Dark Falz and some fingers. Yeah, I forgot to mention there are hundreds, billions of fingers. And yeah, these are the wings. Now assembling all the parts with some super glue. Yeah, so the additional 2 fingers are going to the back side of the palm of the hand. And now with some metallic markers, we are adding some beautiful lighting effects, but also details. In this case, right here. And you can simulate light by painting only one certain side of an item. Especially the silver one, I really admire, because it gives the whole creation a different look. Yeah, then we have some skin elements and veins on the red skin. And now that the wings are attached, you can see this is a beast. This is gigantic. You remember these ones? The latest map from Fall Guys, which I created with cardboard, and they will be quite helpful for today's creation, because I not only wanted to just create Dark Falz, I wanted to include him into a landscape, I wanted to include him into a fighting scenery, and for me this also means going the extra mile, creating the ground, for example. And we have a lot of hexagons here. Right now they all look even, same height for all of them, but as the fight is progressing, the whole landscape changes and gets some damages. This is why I am removing some parts, but also adding some further hexagons to the edges. And this is the last piece of dark silver clay which I had. So, well, doodling around, and let's put this all into the oven. Freshly baked hexagons. Let's see how this all works and how we can put this all together. I have also some elements for the edges. And it's like a puzzle game. Now I'm curious, which one of you has already played any of the Phantasy Star games in the past, but also the current one, Phantasy Star Online 2 Genesis, New Genesis. My apologies to the sponsor. So, the landscape is finished, almost there, but we have 2 tiny highlights, literally 2 tiny highlights left in today's creation, in today's video. We are creating 2 heroes, which I picked for this fighting scenery, because a fighting scenery is only a fighting scenery if you have 2 parties, and this is what we have today. In the game itself you can play as different classes and even subclasses. You have Hunter or Fighter, Ranger, Braver or Gunner, and you can even, well, use the classes with elemental powers as Force, Bouncer or Tekka, or try out the new Waker class. Not really sure if you have seen how tiny these heroes are in the final version. It's almost the nail of my thumb. Yeah, the wire, the very thin one, is helpful for attaching these drones. And then we have the second character, a female one, a type 2, because the first one is male, type 1, and I wanted to include both. She is, or can be seen on a lot of trailers as well, with this interesting hat. And this is the energy sword. No, it's an axe. And finally, after oven hardening, we bring in some further details with the pants. Just assembling the sword. And very carefully, I try to put all the different elements together. Again, look at the scale. I was really proud of these tiny ones. Not 100% accurate, and some details are up to you or up to your imagination. And they only look beautiful from one side because it's technically impossible to create details on both sides of a character. But I thought this is okay. They are facing the enemy, they are fighting for Alpha, and you can do this only with the backside of a body. Now, all the pieces together, we have the landscape, Dark Falz, and the male and female fighter. I think she should be located right here, jumping towards him, double jump. And guys, I guess that's it! A Dark Falz fighting scenery from the game Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis!
I hope you enjoyed today's creation. Thanks so much, Sega, for sponsoring, for supporting the channel. For you guys, go check out the game. There's a link down in the description. Check it out. Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, out now, also on PlayStation 4. Check it out. Link is down in the description. Have an amazing week and stay safe, stay creative. Bye. It's Dark Falz! No!